Hello and welcome to City Focus. I'm Diane Gonzalez. Lincoln has been dubbed the hub of the Silicon Prairie, and the number of creators and entrepreneurs here continues to grow. To celebrate that great new energy in the capital city, local startups, entrepreneurs, and the arts are all coming together for a week of events called LNKDNA. And joining me are two of the organizers. Christina Oldfather is with the Lincoln Partnership for Economic Development. She is the Director of Innovation and Entrepreneurship. Christina, thanks for being here.
Thanks
and
for having
Tyler
me.
Sprunk is the co-founder and CEO of Forge Light Creative, a branding and digital marketing agency. Thank you both for being here, especially I didn't give you very much notice, so
No
I
worries.
appreciate that. Now, LNKDNA is not just one event. It is the umbrella title for a group of events. How did all these separate things come together under one title?
So we kind of started with some initial discussions with the Young Professionals Group and Startup Week and Lincoln Calling, that it would be a great idea to just bring those synergies together and be able to market together to give kind of a South by Southwest kind of feel of bringing together business and arts and startups. And then we actually found that Make Lincoln, the Maker Fair, had already scheduled their event for that same week. And the synergy just rolled from there. And the LNK Fit Week just so happened to schedule their event during the same week, and so we were able to bring all of those things under one umbrella to create one really awesome week in Lincoln.
Great. LNKDNA.com is the website where you can go and find out about all the different events that are going on. And the subtitle for the festival is "This is What We're Made Of," like DNA. Tell us about, Tyler, you're the one who was kind of the creative genius behind that idea. How'd you come up with that?
Yeah, so when we initially got together, there was some debate about, should we create a new brand? Should we just work together? And so we kind of decided that, well, let's take a shot at creating a new brand and see if we can create a name that really encapsulates all the diversity that's happening. Because the challenge was each event is kind of unique, so we needed something that really bridged the gap and made room for more events to be added in the future. So I took it back to my team at Forge Light. I actually can't claim the name. That was our creative director, Derek Mays, that came up with it. But we did a pretty big brainstorm, filled up a couple whiteboards, and that one really stuck out to us. Like you said, DNA, it's what we're made of. And really when you combine all of these events, innovation, arts, business, music, it really is at the core of what Lincoln is made of. And so that one kind of stood out. We took it back to the group, and everybody pretty much unanimously agreed that was good option to move forward with.
Which
That's
was really
great.
impressive because there was 30 plus people in the room that
Yeah.
said, yes, that's it.
That's the one. That's the one. One of the signature events for LNKDNA, of course, is the Lincoln Calling Music Festival. And Andrew Norman will be here after the break to tell us more about that event. So in this segment, we're going to talk about the 5 other major happenings that are part of LNKDNA. And we're going to start with Startup Week. And this is a week that celebrates the entrepreneurs and the great startups in our community.
Yeah, so Startup Week is definitely jam-packed full in and of itself. So we start off that Monday with the Rise of the Rest tour visiting Lincoln to kick off the week. So Steve Case, the founder of AOL and now has an investment fund, picks 5 cities to visit on his tour, I think twice a year. And Lincoln and Omaha were on that list. So he's going to be here on Monday visiting a lot of our local startups, and then he will have a fireside chat, and the pitch competition are open to the public, so we definitely want to encourage everybody to register for those 2 events and come out and support the startups and show them what Lincoln is made of here. So
There's a big prize on the line, too.
There is a big prize, a $100,000 investment from Steve Case. There will be 8 startups chosen to pitch that night, and one of them will walk away with a $100,000 investment.
Well, that's a great boost for Startup Week.
Definitely. It's
And that's a great way to
amazing
kick it off. What else does the week include?
So after Monday, we'll have a lot of tracks with sessions from a lot of different people. So on Tuesday, we'll have a lunch with some of our elected officials where people can come out and ask questions and engage in a conversation about startups, about entrepreneurship, about a variety of things. We'll also have a government track, I guess you'd call it, where people, if they have a project, they can come talk to someone about patents, they can come talk to somebody about different programs that are available to help them. There will be a corporate innovation track, there will be a legal track, there will be a founders track, something for everybody.
All right. Make Lincoln is also another event that's coming up, and we should mention all of these events have their own websites, but you can get to all of them very simply, LNKDNA, that's all you need to remember. Make Lincoln is about how things work. It's a day coming up October 4th at Trago Park, and what happens during this event?
Yeah, so Make Lincoln was really championed by the folks over at Turbine Flats, and it's just kind of grown over the years. But basically, anybody who makes anything, whether that's, there's 3D printing, there's crafts, there's arts, there's stuff for kids, they can sign up for a free booth there, and I think they've got over 200 booths available in total. And then just kind of all day on Saturday during that week, people can come out and figure out how things are made. This year, I think, is the first year that they're going to have a commercial zone, so there's actually going to be a place for some of the makers to sell some of the things that they're making. But it's just a really cool event, probably one of the most kid-friendly events that'll be happening. A great way to kind of come out there and really see the diversity of how many makers there are in Lincoln. It's really impressive, the diversity, and everything from 3D printing to woodworking to arts. It's pretty cool.
Then YP Week is also part of the whole event. That's the Lincoln chapter of the Young Professionals group that spearheads this. They've got a keynote October 6th. Are you a member of Young Professionals?
I'm involved as a part of that organization that kind of spearheads it. And we've actually been fortunate to work with them this year on that keynote speaker, which I think will be definitely their highlight event. So Derek Kayongo, who is the founder of the Global Soap Project, will be coming in to speak. So basically he had found that there was a problem in a lot of countries where they don't have access to soap, and that is results in a lot of illnesses that could be easily prevented. So his company recycles soap and gives it to people that need soap to be able to prevent disease. And he's actually turned that social impact company into $1 billion company. So he's going to come out and speak and inspire all of us.
Well, he has quite an inspirational story as a former Ugandan refugee.
Yes.
So again, that is coming up October 6th at the Rococo as part of YP Week. What else is going on that week?
So there's also LNK Fit Week. So a lot of the boutique workout companies here in Lincoln have banded together to help join the week, and you can do $5 drop-in classes at any of their facilities. So as you know, a lot of these classes usually are a little more than $5. Memberships, it's a really easy way to just try them out and be able to see what all Lincoln has to offer in that regard.
Yeah, LNK Fit Week is being billed as 10 fitness studios coming together for one sweaty week. So probably something every day for people to go out and try something new.
Absolutely.
And the other event we want to talk about then is the Lincoln Citizen Arts Black Box Project, and this is kind of an arts event, lots of different arts going on around the community. It's all free.
Yep. This is, we brought Wendy Bantam in to really spearhead this, and she's been working with the Lincoln Arts Council. There's a few things going on. So First Friday already happens, first Friday of every month. And pretty much every gallery in town
Just
opens up their doors.
Just happened to be happening that week.
And so there'll be a couple extra exhibitions on First Friday as a result of their efforts in getting this together for LNKDNA. And then there's be a couple other art exhibitions throughout the week, and then she's also involved, Wendy's involved in the music scene as well. So while Lincoln Calling is bringing in some bigger names and some names from around the town, she's kind of focused on some of the underground scenes and some people that haven't performed in Lincoln for a while. And there'll be various music and comedy shows throughout the night too. So definitely check out Lincoln Calling for some of the bigger concerts, and then some of the real underground scene will be featured in this one.
Now, how do you envision LNKDNA growing in the future? I know Christina mentioned South by Southwest.
Yeah, I mean, our hope is that this is really kind of the first, the pilot year, right? This is, I mean, there's no real organization in terms of a nonprofit or anything behind LNKDNA yet. This was really just a grassroots effort, people getting together and saying, let's do this thing. So, you know, us coming from the Startup Week side, we're looking at this very much like a startup. Let's try it out this year, see if it works, see what sticks, see what needs to be improved next year, and then you know, Lincoln Calling is definitely poised to grow with Steve Case coming with Startup Week. That I think is getting better every year, and then with some of these new events coming on, I think it's got a good future. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you see next year us having, you know, we've got 5 kind of partners this year. I wouldn't be surprised if we had a lot more next year, people coming on. Even since we just kind of made this public this month, and even since then I've been fielding emails of how can we get involved, how can our organization get involved. So I think next year will be quite a bit bigger.
Now, for many years, Lincoln and Nebraska in general had what was called the brain drain, losing all our best and brightest to other states and other communities. We'd like to think we've sort of turned that around some. What does Lincoln now and Nebraska have to offer for the young professional?
I think, you know, you look at everything that's going on in Lincoln, there's just something for everyone. We hear a lot from people that haven't been here in, you know, 5 or 10 years, that they're just blown away when they come, or people that don't know Lincoln, but once you get them here, they're just completely amazed by everything we've got. So I think, you know, showcasing some of these things, showcasing the business community, the entrepreneurial community, all the innovation and the arts, you know, people know that there's opportunity here, there's things to do here, and keep them here with those opportunities.
And we're hearing from some business people too that Lincoln is very supportive of the startups and the entrepreneurs.
Yeah, I mean, Forgelight's been around for about 3 years. I've been, you know, studying here since before then. I remember I was in the student advertising agency that's run by the university here, and that's housed in the Haymarket. I remember when we were next door to Huddle in a very small office, and then, you know, the next semester they kicked us out because they needed the whole floor. So
and now they're building a whole building.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, they're just one example of many startups, and that wouldn't be possible if it weren't for the support from everything from city government to organizations like LPED to you know, established companies like Nelnets. I mean, there's a lot of support, and I think that the startup communities are tight-knit everywhere, but I think that Lincoln is unique in that, I mean, you can call up a CEO of a pretty successful startup, and Paul Jarrett's a great example, and they're always willing to lend advice and go have a beer and talk shop, so it's amazing.
And Paul Jarrett, of course, is with Bulu Box, and they started somewhere else and ended up coming to Lincoln because it's really cost-effective to have a business here in Lincoln.
Right. You can definitely go a lot further on a dollar starting your company here in Lincoln, between the costs of space, the costs of talent, and then, you know, as Tyler said, just I think access to people in the Lincoln community and the willingness for everybody just wanting to help your company succeed.
Well, the word is getting out. Lincoln's gotten lots of national press lately for its great startup community and the entrepreneur network here. So we'll keep it going. And LNKDNA.com is the website to go to check out all the great events happening the first week of October. That includes Startup Week with the Rise of the Rest Tour with Steve Case, Make Lincoln, YP Week, Lincoln Citizen Arts, the Black Box, Lincoln Fit Week, and finally Lincoln Calling. And we're going to be talking about Lincoln Calling here in just a minute, but I want to thank you, Christina and Tyler, for coming again on short notice to talk about this great energetic new project that was going to be going on the first week of October. A little bit of something for everybody.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
All right. The Lincoln Calling Music Festival, again, is a huge part of LNKDNA, and we'll have all the details right after this break.
I'm a pedestrian.
I'm a driver.
I'm a cyclist.
And I share the road.
Welcome Welcome back to City Focus. We've been talking about LNKDNA, which is a series of events coming up the first week in October. And one of the big signature events is the annual Lincoln Calling Music Festival, October 6th through the 8th in downtown Lincoln. Here Nebraska has taken over the operation of the festival this year, and Executive Director Andrew Norman is here with the details. Andrew, glad you could make it in today. It's good to see you.
Nice to see you. Thanks for having me.
Now, this festival was founded by Jeremy Buckley back in 2004, and he's still part of the scene.
Right.
Correct? He's still
Right.
helping with booking some of the big acts?
Well, he's taken a hiatus this year from booking, but yeah, he created something that was really spectacular, a really do-it-yourself music festival, and ran it for 12 years with very little sponsor support and with just a lot of hustle. And it's really incredible what he did. We're taking the reins this year here in Nebraska, the nonprofit, and we are just kind of trying to shift focus to make it more of an event that draws a regional, national audience, brings in more national talent and so forth.
Well, you've also condensed it 3 days instead of 6, kind of trying to pack more into fewer days.
Yeah, we felt like we wanted to bring it down just a little bit and then kind of grow it again. Really focus on a lot of quality and not kind of overdoing it. I think 5 days is a lot for people because we want people to come every night, and then bounce around from venue to venue, and so 5 nights can kill you. So we'll work up to that again.
Well, 8 different venues are involved here in downtown Lincoln, and how many artists and comedians will be performing?
More than 120 musical artists and comedians will be performing. Of them, 50 are national, which we're very proud of. That's just on the music side. I think another 10 or so are national comedians. Another 70 or so of the top Nebraska bands and DJs and other musical talent are performing as well. So it's an amazing opportunity to see some of the most kind of exciting emerging artists from across the country and right in your own backyard.
And you'll get to see them in a smaller venue before they get big and are playing at places like Pinewood Bowl or the Arena.
Well, and a lot of these musicians, especially some of the big national artists that we brought in are. Charles Bradley he's one of our headliners, and he's performed on almost every major national music festival in the country. He playing the biggest venues in the country, and he has just an amazing story. He's this kind of had a hard knock life. He was discovered. He was a cook at a restaurant. He's in his 60s. Just put out his 3rd album. He was also moonlighting as a James Brown impersonator. But his album is just critically acclaimed, and he's just adored. And he has this real natural connection with fans. And so he'll be performing at the Bourbon Theater. And I think that even that show is going to be very intimate. And he's somebody that people should really catch while they can in a small venue.
Who are some of your other headliners?
Cloud Nothings, Real Estate are a couple others, both indie rock bands with enormous national followings. Icky Blossoms is a fantastic Omaha rock band, kind of dance rock band. Alan Kingdom is a hip hop artist from Minneapolis that is just creating a ton of awesome buzz. Esme Patterson is this Denver folk musician, and she's performing on the stage with Simon Joyner, which is one of Nebraska's most renowned folk musicians, as well as Dave Dondero, who's another national folk musician who Bob Boylan from NPR said is one of the greatest living songwriters. The list really just goes on and on. Wonderful country acts, hip hop, electronic, kind of all across the spectrum. Screaming Females and Ceremony are a couple kind of harder rock bands that are playing in Duffy's Backlot. So we'll have an outdoor stage behind Duffy's Tavern, which I think will be a lot of fun.
We want to let people know that they can check out the schedule at lincolncalling.com. Check out some of the bands playing. It sounds like you have tried really hard to get So a wide variety of music, something for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. No matter what you're into, even if you don't necessarily know the artists, I guarantee that you will come away having a great experience and find something that you like. There's just, no matter what music you're into, there's something on that bill that you'll like.
Now, attendance in the past has averaged around 4,000 people for the festival. What, do you have a goal this year?
Yeah,
for what you'd like?
we're trying to be modest. We aiming for about 6,000 total. We have a small capacity because we don't have a big outdoor stage, and so we want to keep lines short. We don't want people, not able to get in to see Charles Bradley at the Bourbon. So we're not overselling tickets. We're going to keep the number of tickets low, which is why it's really important for people to buy their tickets while they can now. We're selling tickets, festival passes for $49 for the 3 days, and day passes are $29 each. If you're interested in just comedy, you can buy an all comedy pass for $20.
And tell us about some of the comedians.
Man, I'm super
hope
excited
they're
about
funny,
the comedians.
right?
They're definitely funny. Yeah, Adam Caton Holland is a comic from Denver who's doing again all the major national music or comic festivals, and he's hilarious. A little raunchy, but like in a very socially conscious way. And Joe Firestone is somebody who I'm extremely excited about. She's also hilarious. I think she's from Brooklyn. She has, you can see her on Broad City and other shows. If you just check her out on YouTube, she's pretty great.
Now, there's also an art aspect to this
Right.
as well. Tell us about the visual art that's going to be part of the festival.
Yeah, so it falls on First Friday. We did that intentionally. It also falls on a Husker bye week, of course, as well, which will be good because that way traffic won't be insane. So there's a ton of visual art happening across town. There will be some displays happening at Tower Square. And Tower Square this year, and this is new, will be our kind of central hub for the festival. So when you buy your pass, you will go to the Tower Square to pick up your wristband, and then you can go enjoy every show. We'll have our sponsors and other community organizations that we really admire. We'll have booths there. Bands will be selling merch. We'll have outdoor performances at Tower Square each day as well. So I think that's going to be a really fun way to kind of take what has traditionally been a very indoor kind of music festival, styled like South by Southwest, and have more of outdoor elements to it.
Aloe is the presenting sponsor for this, but you've gotten a lot of support from other businesses and organizations around town to make this affordable for people.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, the reason the ticket price is so low is because sponsors stepped up in a way that we were just really amazed and honored to have. So Lincoln Convention Visitors Bureau, Nebraska Tourism, Lincoln Industries, Nebraska Bank of Commerce, Union Bank and Trust.
Now you've started and you're going to leave somebody out.
So, and the list continues.
There you go. Okay. That's good. They're all listed on the website. They're
right.
at
Check out our sponsors
lincolncalling.com.
and thank them, because this nonprofit community event wouldn't there's no way it would be possible without them.
Now, LNKDNA is kind of the umbrella for this. Are you excited to be part of that kind of first-year effort?
Yeah, it was really cool. You know, we approached, we had talked to the YP Week and Startup Week about, maybe joining forces, because we've here in Nebraska kind of saw Lincoln Calling as an opportunity to create something kind of like South by Southwest on a smaller scale in Lincoln. And what makes South by Southwest really cool is there's this innovative element. There's tech, there's film, there's comedy, and so I think it just made total sense to partner and kind of align with those events, which are amazing, and really tap into some of I think the most creative people in our community. And so I think everybody joining forces to support LNKDNA is a great thing, and we're definitely proud to have Lincoln Calling under the banner.
And LNKDNA.com is a website where you can check out all the events, including Lincoln Calling, but you can go to lincolncalling.com directly to find out more about the event, the artists, and the tickets. Now, Mayor Beitler has told you that he's very excited about this becoming a major music festival for the city. How do you plan to accomplish that?
Well, we got to get him to some of the shows first of all.
We'll give that a shot.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we're really working hard to make this a major national festival, albeit on a smaller scale. So we are putting a ton of attention into just getting all the details right, operating a really responsible festival. We are working with the folks at EnviroRun about incorporating more environmental aspects into it to make it ultimately, hopefully, a carbon neutral event. I think just the lineup we were able to put together is an example of where we're going, I guess. Drawing people from so many different states to Lincoln, Nebraska, some of the top musicians in their genre, I think is a good start. And then we're hoping to build on it. We hope people support it, buy tickets, and come out and bring their friends. There's no reason to complain. There's nothing to do. Certainly that week.
And again, LincolnCalling.com is where you'll find out all about the tickets, which are very affordable. I understand your early bird tickets sold out very early.
Yeah, absolutely. We were amazed at how fast those tickets went, and so we just announced day passes as well, and so they've been flying. We only released 200 at this point, so people should act fast if they want them. We likely will be selling day of tickets, but if they're not available, they won't be available.
That's right. Don't miss the ones you want to hear.
That's right.
So before I let you go, let's talk a little bit about here in Nebraska, your
Great.
Organization. You have a lot of experience in doing this kind of festival.
Yeah, I mean, curating music and curating strong lineups of original talent. We have a great experience in doing. Telling the story through journalism, I think really helped prepare us for running a music festival. That said, it's kind of a different beast that we're learning every single day, and it's really fun. But here in Nebraska is really going great. We've grown a ton since I last sat in this chair, maybe 4 years ago, and we're putting on statewide programming. We have a concert series in Grand Island that just happened for 8 weeks. We did a statewide concert tour. We have another event called Beer Nebraska in a couple weeks. It's a partnership with Zipline and a bunch of local breweries. And we exist to support and tell the story of Nebraska's original music culture. And so we're just kind of keeping our head down every day trying to do that. And we feel like Lincoln Calling is a good way to do it on a bigger scale.
Well, you must be doing something right because your work has earned you a Governor's Arts Award for Emerging Leader that's presented by the Nebraska Arts Council. So congratulations.
Thank you.
More big things on the horizon, starting with the big Lincoln Calling Festival.
Yes, we're super excited.
Lincoln Calling, again, is October 6th through the 8th at 8 different venues in downtown Lincoln. 120 musical artists will be performing, comedians, art. It'll be a great time here in Lincoln. And again, it's an off football weekend, so don't worry about the traffic. Again, LincolnCalling.com is the website to go for ticket information and information on all the acts. And Andrew, thank you very much for being with us again today.
Thank you for having me.
Again, the overall website for LNKDNA is LNKDNA.com. So we hope you check out some of the great events going on in Lincoln the first week in October. I want to thank all the guests that we had for today, and thank you for joining us for City Focus.